Who were the actors? That movie was made by Yash Raj Films. So Yash Raj Films ने वो मूवी बनाई 2010 में. 2011 में मूवी came up Zabardast with the same storyline, the same facts, the actors and actresses they were new. They were doing the same things. Can they do so? They did not release it in cinemas, but in other platforms. But still, can they do so? No. Yash Raj Films filed a case and this court restricted them to completely shut that film down. You cannot do so. Because even when I am making a cinematographic film, only I have the right to reproduce it. For example, Jet and Juliet 1, Jet and Juliet 2, Jet and Juliet 3, only the one who has made it in the first instance has the right to reproduce it. Can any other director or composer can make a series of that film? No, they cannot. For example, you must have seen so many movies in other languages. For example, a Hindi movie dubbed into Tamil or an English movie dubbed into Hindi. Can this also be done by somebody else? No. If it is my work, the translations in it, the adaptations in it is only my right, and if somebody else does it, is going to be screwed. There was cinematographic films and the ownership of copyright. Sometimes if I want to give my license in copyright to somebody, you take my license, I would say that I am a intellectual property owner in USA, and for whatever business my copyright or trademark is doing in India, I assign you to take its in charge. Only then I can be entitled to its beneficiary amounts, otherwise not. I would like to share one more case law, I promise it's the last one. It is Rameshwari Photocopy Services case. University, we all know, one of very renowned university. What happened that for the course of history, what they do, for example, we all know that students sometimes take one book MP Jain, one book VN Shukla, one book Jain Pandit, and what they do, that for example, their syllabus, one chapter is from this book, one chapter from that book, they go and get it photocopied. So what that photocopy services person did, he scanned all of them. And what happened? In the next all the academic years, he would say to the students, history के student हो, हमारे पास हैं सारे नोट, कर दे कॉपी, और जो भी 600-700 रुपया बनता था, उन्होंने कर दिया. फायदा क्या हुआ? रामेश्वरी का फोटोकॉपी सर्विसेज के 700 रुपए बन जाते थे फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट, कोई लेबर नहीं, कुछ नहीं. और जो बच्चा था उसको एक ही किताब में से सब कुछ मिलता था, हर 3 किताबें खरीदता, नहीं खरीदता तो ढूंढता और फिर उसको फोटोकॉपी कराता. हाँ जी, अब आप मुझे बताएंगे टू वाइंड इट अप, is this copyright infringement or not? Is this copyright infringement or not? No. I would like to conclude by saying that these laws are made for our benefit, for the public at large. And there is one principle even in the copyright law which says fair use doctrine. If somebody is making a fair use of something, you can't restrict that. Even the right of a creator is inferior to the rights of public. A student, a teacher teaching in a classroom. ऐसे तो अगर हम किसी की टीचिंग्स को क्लास में पढ़ा रहे हैं तो क्या वो बंदा हमसे लड़ने आ जाएगा? नहीं. It is for the benefit of the children at large. In COVID, we have seen the vaccines. It was not made originally in India. We learned from somebody how we have to make this Covishield and Covaxin. At that time, if the creator would have said that this vaccine is with me only and for next 20 years only I will sell it, would it make any purpose? Would we be sitting here? Because Corona must have vanished well. At that time, the public safety, their health, their well-being is at utmost priority. So for fair use, the rights of the creators also gets inferior. I would like to wind it up by saying that you all must have some of the talents in not like naturally you're not essentially an academics but any other things. And I want to tell you that whatever you do is yours if you want to make it yours. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderfully informative lecture. And what made your lecture really effective is that you have a very impressive voice. So that's that's I think one of the assets of a speaker, that he or she has an impressive voice along with the content that he or she has to share. So now I would like to request Dr. Navdeep, HOD History Department, for her vote of thanks.
On the behalf of our principal, Dr. Amandeep Kaur, and all the staff members, students, and especially IPSC members, I express heartfelt gratitude to Professor Charu Joshi, Assistant Professor of our sister institute, GXG Institute of Law, for sparing her precious time and delivering a lecture on a very relevant theme. इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी जो है एक क्रिएशन ऑफ माइंड है तो इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स बारे अवेयरनेस होनी आज दे समझी लोड़ है जो भी इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी ਨੂੰ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਨਵੀਂ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਇਨਵੈਂਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਉਹਦਾ ਉਹ ਰਾਈਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਰਾਈਟ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟ ਵੀ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਉਠਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਜੇਕਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਰਾਈਟਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਸਿਕਿਉਰ ਹੋਣ इसके अलावा जो लैक्चर है साढ़े यंग स्कॉलर्स के लिए टीचर्स के लिए तो स्टूडेंट्स के लिए वेरी बेनीफिशियल है जिहड़े अगों रिसर्च परस्यू करनगे तो उन्होंने पता होएगा कि असीं जेकर कोई सोर्स सपोर्ट करना है तो उन्होंने असीं किवें प्रॉपर रेफरेंस करवा देना है। थैंक यू वेरी मच मैम फॉर द वेरी थॉट प्रोवोकिंग वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग लेक्चर। आई एम ऑल्सो ग्रेटफुल टू प्रोफेसर नेहा मरोचा फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस। Last but not the least, I am grateful to all the faculty members and the students who have joined and